Welcome back to the fourth quarter of the Bobby Dupre Show, and we have a lot of good pictures to show you, so don't give up on me. I told you when I took the picture we'd have you on. I think we're going to get everybody in.
We're going to get them.
Do we have any more sponsors, or we've taken care of our sponsors?
Well, we've taken our sponsors, but I can use this moment to say happy birthday, Miss Allison Higginbottom, who's one of our kids you see with the Cerebral Palsy Clinic every year. She's always there.
Been there
25
right
years
after
old.
I started.
Her birthday will be this Sunday, June the 2nd. And one other PSA I wanted to hit was the charity golf tournament for the Lighthouse Mission is June 17th over at the Indian Hills Country Club.
Indian Hills Country Club.
And it's on June 17th. They're going to have two different tee times, 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. If you're interested in participating to help the men's shelter, Lighthouse Mission, call Mike Fontenot, 351-7851, or Johnny Carrier.
And the Denise Bro Redfish Derby will be taking place July the 27th. We've got a lot of time, but we want to keep you kind of making your plans so that you'll have your boat all ready to rock and roll.
No, we want to keep back to photos.
Back to photos. And this was Monday night. Charles Cummins came by, and we drove over to Louisiana Avenue and the Academy store, and I picked up a GPS for $99.
They've come down.
Oh, and with the big screen too, not the little screen. The little screen was $129. I don't know, somebody got messed up or I made a good deal.
Made a good deal.
So Charles didn't need one, but he bought himself one too. No, he needs two of them, one for his truck and one for his side-by-side four-wheeler. And we went to dinner. I said, "You ever been to Bro Bridge?" He said, "Really, not much." And you know, Charles has been around.
Sure.
That's right. I said, "Well, I'm gonna go show you Mr. Buck and Johnny's restaurant, and we'll talk about that in just a minute." But we stopped and had, well, we went by Buck and Johnny's. I showed him that, and then I'm gonna talk about them in a minute. Then we came back to Miss Deanna's crawfish.
Crazy about crawfish.
Crazy about crawfish. And it's not a fancy looking building, but I'll tell you what, the food is delicious.
And people know for years it ran Crawfish Town USA for years, and huge business.
Her first marriage or a marriage, they own that, and of course it's still going. And let me tell you, she's doing well in her own little business there. She's got it. She's sharp. I was impressed.
What kind of tata is that the ladies got?
She named it, and I didn't write it down. It was a long name. It's a made-up name.
It's
but
a tata for
somebody brought her that. I think they're filming a movie, and she's going to be up in one of the reality shows coming up.
Oh yeah, Lacey.
No, not the girl.
Oh, Deanna.
Miss Deanna.
Oh yeah. Well, and there she is right there eating crawfish.
She had a booth at the annual Crawfish Festival, and they taped her for maybe 3 or 4 hours, or maybe more than that even. Miss Deanna, love you, baby. Who says that? Who used to say that?
Iggy Castillo.
Iggy Castillo. And this is Mike Guidry right here, and of course Mike is from Church Point, and he's got the largest truck repair shop, truck parts. They call him from around the world. I've witnessed it. I mean, he plays hard, but he works extremely hard. And here he is peeling crawfish, and I wish I'd have waited a few minutes.
Stacking the heads all the same way.
All the same way, the whole platter.
Well, you got to do that with the parts for the trucks, I guess.
I
he's
guess
just used to stacking.
And his old cars and his old motorcycles, that's all refurbished. And of course, Drew Fontenot was works over at Eddie Manuel's in motorcycle shop in Eunice, Louisiana, where I had my bike triked out. And Gordon Pete in the white shirt from that's Mr. and Mrs. James Pete, Miss Lou Pete. Oh, yeah. She was in insurance, worked for years for Mr. George Litton. You remember that?
I remember his dad had given me that business card when he had the fried chicken place, if you remember. He had a cute little joke on the card. I can't see it on the air, but it was cute.
All right. And then one of the waitresses over for Miss Deanna at Crazy About Crawfish. And then
I see the sunset.
And then I'm going to talk.
You're in New Orleans here, it looks like, with 504?
But just hold up on that.
All right.
While we're in Bro Bridge, let's remind everybody that beginning Tuesday, May the 21st, that was a couple of Tuesdays ago, or is it one Tuesday ago? Well, that's right, we're on Wednesday. Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Buck and Johnny started opening for breakfast, right? And they, of course, are in the historic building that was formerly housed Domain Chevrolet Motors over in Brobridge for many, many years. Mr. Buck and Mr. Johnny Raymond got together and opened up, but they remodeled it for it's a beautiful facility.
It's very nice.
And they were just opening for lunch and dinner, but now they are opening for breakfast, and hopefully it'll go over good. You're gonna have a full menu of breakfast items, and that's a big undertaking when you start opening up for breakfast and but Prejean's did it very successfully.
Correct.
And hopefully Blaine will do it successfully at Brick and Spoon, the new place down in the south end of Lafayette, and they'll close at 2. These people here will just be kicking off good at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But anyhow, Buck and Johnny's for some good breakfast.
And back to New Orleans here, you see Gauthier Wall Covering and Specialist.
Yes, sir.
Residential and commercial wallpaper.
And let me tell you, he's got a big business, and I'm speaking of Dennis and Rhonda, and they do just specialty wallpaper hanging. I mean, he says they could continually busy because the people are really getting back into wallpapering of these older homes like they originally were. He did a mural recently that was a $40,000 mural, and the man that hired him to put it on told him, if you damage any part of it, you repay it. I said, did you have to repay him? He said, Mr. Dupre, I was very careful, like I always am. But anyhow, nice couple. I said, what part of Avars Parish you from? He said,
well, he's a Gautier.
Because he's a Gautier.
Right.
He says, why you say that? I said, well, the Gautier, the hatchery is over in Avars Parish. He said, Hesma, Louisiana.
There you go.
So anyhow, nice couple. And we were moving Megan, moving
That's
out
the old place.
of her old place, and she's into 1201, I think is the number, Canal Street.
And there's her mom, Ginger.
And Ginger and myself. She wanted one more picture of 2 good years of her college life. She's been there 2 years, and moved into a real small, compact, secured, gated community, valet parking, so you don't,
no danger on the street in the middle of the night.
That's correct.
Right.
So
and law school, longer hours. I mean, you got some research.
She's got some studying to do.
You can't study at home. You got to go where the books are.
She got prepared starting at the academy. You know, that's one thing that you learn is how to study, and to study, not to play around when you study.
How about this photo? Let's show this one quick. We got the 2 guys that have their 50th anniversary of ordination. Over on the left is Monsignor Metrojean. Over on the right is Monsignor Melançon. And in the middle is Father Brady from over at St. Landry Church. We had a little party for them on Sunday to celebrate. But the 2 priests were in the same class together, both been priests for 50 years.
What is my comment? What is my comment every time I mention their names?
Both of them's voices are so rich and they speak so well. It must have been something they taught them at the seminary at that time.
Must have been.
Take your time and speak clearly.
And deep,
beautiful voices. Both
strong
guys.
voices.
And good men, good men.
Oh, yes.
I want to thank them for their 100 years together of service. And then you've got this, a little prayer that you had on your wall.
Please be as kind to me tomorrow as I was kind to my neighbor today. I use that for closing probably 15, 18 years of the Bobby Dupre Show on radio, when I was just on radio.
And you got a picture here with Bishop Mallet.
Bishop Mallet, from Mallet.
From Mallet, Bishop Guillory.
Bishop Guillory, the Bishop of Beaumont, Texas. How about that? From Mallet, Louisiana, Lawtell, Louisiana. And I cherish that picture. It's such a humble fellow, really nice.
And how about this, talking about veterans and Memorial Day?
And here's Ramp on the right and Bobby on the left. We were supporting the country back in 1958. That was probably around July, and we were members of a drill team, and this is we were dressed to go to the parade. I don't know who took the picture, because there wasn't many cameras back in those days. Maybe Dickie Sutter took the picture, because Dickie was in our company.
Right.
And
some other photos here.
And yeah, that was on the way where when I went to Abbeville, I passed through Nunez, and it makes me think of, I pulled over on the side of the road. I bet you the people say, what is that God doing taking a picture of Nunez? Well, they don't know that I know Father Nunez. They named the town after him. How about that?
Now, you know, Father Nunez is going to be retired, not retired. He's going to
on to Plaisance.
Take care of the church in Plaisance, but it's going to be like a semi-retirement for him as part of his work there.
Well,
so,
good. He deserves it.
Yeah.
He's got a few years on him. His IBFS, and I guess I took that picture. I don't know when I took that picture.
On television. You took it off the television.
Oh, I took it off the television. They were talking about the trail riding.
Right.
They having another problem. The country bunnies were planning on having their annual
trail
ride, and the state police would not give them a permit to use the state highways. So then the sheriff locally, it presented a problem for him, and so they decided to cancel, not give a permit, and they're working to work out something again, because it is a tradition in Louisiana, particularly South Louisiana, and particularly Opelousas, Louisiana, St. Landry Parish, Louisiana. Big trail rides. It's a very popular way of having some fun. And hopefully they can work it all out. And here's a picture of the courthouse. And of course, that's where this was also taken off KLFY's Friday afternoon news, and that was the big news of the day. And then PASA and the Acadiana Center for Arts are going to be merging, so that was one of the big news items on Friday afternoon. And then
how about this picture?
I'm looking at watching old Bob Moore on the right with Channel 10, and of course he's a boxing announcer for a lot of our fights, and he's visiting at the home of Mr. and Mrs. Larry Longlanay, and Larry is a
long-time watcher of the show.
Long-time viewer of the show. Good morning to you all. I didn't know one. He's never sent us a picture of his pretty wife. He's scared we're gonna be showing her on the picture, but I got her anyhow, Larry.
And how about Buck and Johnny's? Talk about Buck and Johnny's.
Buck
we
and
had a couple
Johnny's.
of photos from there. Mr. Johnny on the left.
Mr. Johnny, and then I took a picture of 4 ladies that belong to a motorcycle group, and they from Georgia and Alabama, and we're running out of time, you say?
You got a minute and a half. So
a minute and a half, okay.
Find your names.
Okay, that's Kim and Terry and Rennie and Genevieve. And also Freddie Herpin stopped by, the motor maids. Freddie Herpin stopped by and said that Mr. Theo Swallow at the Eunice Manor Nursing Home says tell him good morning, because he's a viewer. And this is the gentleman, Big Dave on the Big Sports Consulting, and he's with Ben Bernard every Sunday morning from 2 to from 10 to 2, Sports Talks Radio.
Find your prayer. We're down to the end.
Down to the end. Boy, and I had a long prayer planned, and I'll just have to save it. Some people who died back in June of
2000.
2000.
You got 2002 written.
2009 was Donald Oye, May 16th, and then June 2nd is Nick Fakuri on 202. June 22nd was John Dupre, and also Attaway Darbone. And Mass is, I'm going to have to say,
please attend.
Please attend the church of your choice this weekend. We're going to miss the prayer, but think about God.